the Chief Communications Director, Officer for the mayor's office, for Mayor Adrian Perkins. Ben Riggs is here talking about the clean city fee, $18 a month. Is that going to go on the water bill? What's the plan? How are we going to implement this if passed?
Yeah, it's going to go on the water bill. It'll be a service fee that is attached to residents' water bills.
Water be turned off for those who can't pay it?
So yesterday in the press conference, the mayor said that that's something that has legal ramifications. It's going to be fleshed out in council. Mayor Perkins is a graduate of Harvard Law School. I am nowhere near being a graduate of Harvard Law School, so I would not dare wade into those waters.
Will there be some provision, Lavette Fuller mentioned yesterday, for those who need help, like an assistance fund or something like that for those who cannot afford to pay the garbage fee?
Yeah, so there's already a assistance program for people who have difficulty, and qualifying residents who have difficulty paying their water bills. Since this will be attached to the water bill, it should just be absorbed into that program, and residents who struggle to make those payments would be able to find relief through the SWAP program.
Can you take one uppercut here? You ready? Okay. Me, Robert, city doesn't do much for me except pick up my garbage. That's all you really do for me. I give you my own property. I pay property taxes. Now, I don't need my house painted. I don't need police and fire, rarely, until I hit Christmas trees.
Well,
but,
nobody needs police and fire until they need them.
How do you, and I say that in jest because I understand police and fire is like insurance. How do you explain that to people who say, that's the only thing Shreveport does for me, and I pay taxes all the time, and that's the only thing you do for me?
Well, I mean, I would say that it's a service that the city offers, and in offering it, even with the user fee, I say even with the user fee, especially with the user fee, if we were to privatize, you don't have to look any further than the group of people Robert ran into yesterday. You look across the river and you say, if we were to privatize this, that the fee would be even higher for residents. So it's still a service that the city of Shreveport is offering residents. And by offering it through the city, we're saving Shreveporters money.
Okay.
Canvassed the city council yet? How do you think? How's that line up? We talked to most of them yesterday, and my sense was here. I'm not going to attach names. No, not exactly. Most likely. Good thing we're not voting today. No, but I think I could be sold. What is... You obviously have done the research. You've talked to the city council people yourselves. What kind of feedback are you getting? What do you anticipate?
So I'm not going to speak. I'm going to tear a page out of Councilwoman Fuller's playbook, and I am
Thanks
not
for listening,
going.
by the
yeah,
way.
not a problem. I'm going to pull a page out of her playbook, and I'm going to say I'm not speaking on behalf of the council. I'm not going to attempt to read their mind. I would say, like the mayor said in his op-ed, I trust that they will see that this measure is prudent.
Is 18 carved in stone? Is that $18 number carved in stone, or are we negotiating?
Well, I mean, negotiation is the legislative process. I mean, without negotiations, then this isn't, a partnership. And the mayor's said all along that council is his teammate. And so, he's working with city council. But if your question is he playing games? No, he is not. I mean, he has made a serious proposal, and he will go into work session with council today.
Right? Yeah.
I was literally, we keep going back to this treadmill thing. I paused just then because I wasn't trying to figure out whether or not work session was on Friday. I was trying to figure out if today was Friday.
Right.
But yeah,
and it's 6:27 in the morning, not
that's
PM.
y'all's secret weapon. You drag people down here at 4 something in the morning.
You may have heard a couple of council members mention maybe we put a sunset on this. So we put it on the books for a couple of years and try to get our budget, our reserve problem in order in that time. I hate when lawmakers do that because it never goes away. You tell me it's going to go away, but it never does. Is the mayor thinking about that at all? Like, let's make this a temporary deal?
I believe in the article, y'all have the sunset clause. I believe that was something that came to you from Councilman Nicholson.
It was
yeah,
Nicholson.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm not going to. I'm the communications manager. I am not going to go on Keel and negotiate publicly on behalf of the mayor. I will let him and Councilman Nicholson and any other councilman who support that proposition work that out behind closed doors.
But the mayor's idea is to put it on the books permanently. I mean, that's what he's putting out there right now, correct?
Yeah, I mean, as it stands now, there's no sunset clause included in his proposal.
Of the $18, because we've talked about a portion, the mayor said a portion of that going to the reserve fund, the rainy day fund. What percentage of that 18 of the $18 monthly? That is sanitation fees, and then to rebuild the reserve fund. How does that break down?
Well, so like I said earlier, it's not going
Is it
to be
16 and 2? Is it 15 and 3?
It's not a percentage that would be diverted. Essentially, the general fund has been subsidizing solid waste collection. We would quit subsidizing solid waste collection, and then that would allow the general fund to, or that would allow our reserves to build back up.
When would this go on the books? When do I start paying you?
I don't have an answer to that question for you right this second. I'm sure that's another thing
So
that
back
will
to
be worked out.
don't mean to interrupt. Hang on, pardon me. So the $18 monthly fee would go to the general fund, not necessarily to the Public Works Department?
Are you asking me if this is an enterprise fund that we're setting up?
Yeah.
No. As of now, we're not talking about setting up an enterprise fund.
Gotcha.
But the money would be, I mean, the mayor's going to promise that this is going to increase pay and it's going to keep money from coming out of the general fund to go to sanitation.
Oh, I mean, I think he's already done that.
Sure.
I mean, he in the op-ed and his press conference yesterday, absolutely. So,
Will we still be having delays? I know my pickup's Monday. Last week it came on Monday, but the prior 3 or 4 weeks it was late. Are we caught up now? Where are we in terms of getting to people on the day they're supposed to be?
I think we're caught up now. I think they're on schedule now. But to your point, it was several weeks. Yeah, and it was difficult for them to get above water because they don't have enough people. They're understaffed.
Just a couple of seconds. The negotiating process with City Council, whatever you guys tend to work out. Do you have any idea? Do you have a time frame for that? When do you think this could actually come to a vote?
Well, I think it's going to go to council for work session today, and then Tuesday will be the regular council meeting, and then hopefully it'll move forward from there, and then we'll come back 2 weeks and flush it out.
So you're thinking this thing could be all wrapped up by the end of February?
I'm confident. There has a sense of urgency behind it. And I yesterday, and I don't want to get off the air without mentioning this because I heard Aaron yesterday talking to Councilman Butcher. She said, don't let him call a hot dog filet mignon.
Yes.
And I want to make the point. This is filet mignon. This is not a tax. It is a user fee. Let me.
Don't. Where's my blood pressure medicine?
This is why I came on the air. I heard that quote, and that's why I called Aaron yesterday. It's not a tax. It really is a user fee. Let me explain. It is no different than city water service. No one expects
the bulk of it is. But a portion of it's going to the reserve, so that's not a fee. That's not a service I'm getting, boosting your reserve. I'd like someone to boost my reserve and not call it a tax.
So what we're talking about is residential water service is a service that no one expects their city taxes to pay the bill for. Everyone understands that they will receive a monthly bill for that water service.
I agree.
Curbside residential solid waste collection is no different. It is a service provided by the city. We're not talking about boosting our reserves with this fee. We're talking about ending the subsidization of it on behalf of the city.
Well, that's about a $12 monthly fee would take care of that. Correct? If we look at the numbers, about a $12 fee would cover that. We're going way over.
We got to go way over.